My name's Steve Von Riepen. I've been tattooing since 1994, so I guess that's 23 years. I'm from the East Coast. I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I started getting into graffiti, believe it or not. Even back then, it was a totally different thing than it is today. I was definitely in the earlier stages, 1980s. I ended up graduating from art school. In the meantime, I was like doing graffiti in the city. I mean, when you spend a lot of time outside in the streets in this major city, I got into everything. I went everywhere. I was like in the tunnels, I was like on the bridges, on the rooftops. Eventually come across tattoo parlors.
My name's Eric Oseto from Queen Street Tattooed. I've been tattooing for over 2 years now. I don't really remember ever seeing a tattoo as a young kid and thinking like, oh, that's super cool and wanting to get it. I started just getting tattooed, and actually my sister, she kind of influenced me to get tattooed, and then I just started getting tattooed.
Philadelphia Eddie's places were the shops that I was going into. Didn't want to get a tattoo, my parents were totally against it. Going into tattoo shops was cool and scary. I mean, I didn't really start getting interested in getting tattoos until the Hardy Marks books came out. It was like the cutting edge of modern tattooing.
Yeah, I think traditional tattoos are very like appealing to the eye, and it's like really good color and bold lines and something you can tell what it is from across the street.
There's a renaissance going back to stock kind of images, because the thing about stock images is they developed since the late 1800s from Europe because they work. A left profile girl on a left arm just works, you know what I mean? I know that panther head in 50 years will still look like a panther head, and it's a simple statement.
It's just like doing our homework almost, like finding out who did the design first and how they did it before we actually tattooed it. There's the whole history about Sailor Jerry, Norman Keith Collins being here in Hawaii and tattooing a lot of military. But yeah, I think he kind of changed the game and made it more like on the map and kind of connected Hawaii or even like the United States with like Japanese tattooing and stuff like that too. So like bridge the gap kind of thing. I feel silly talking about it because I wasn't there at that time, you know, but I wish I was.
You know, when I was coming up, it's funny, like Hawaii, and I think that goes way back. Hawaii was like a big thing, and like even tattooers are known in the mainland to like wear aloha shirts and stuff, and like if you make it to Hawaii, there's always like that under thing. I already had like a feeling of a connection because of the rich history, especially in like military and traditional style tattooing that came through here since you know, the Great Wars. It's hard not to get more involved with it, you know what I mean? I had some of these vintage pieces of tattoo memorabilia or whatever. It's fascinating to me now, it really is. And like we see people like old timers that'll have a Jerry tattoo or something and we'll take photos of it. Yeah, I love the connection to the history here. It's all gone now. I mean, Hotel Street's still there, but I mean, it's not like it was. I saw a cool photo of Hotel Street in the 70s. It was awesome looking. This photo right here, that's Hotel Street right there. That's the 50s. There were so many tattoo shops in the 50s on Hotel Street. I think there was like upwards of like 10 or more. Not to mention like, you know, during World War II, there was 10 tattoo shops, 25 bars, there was brothels on all the second floors. It was like, that's like the whole stewed, screwed, and tattooed thing.
I think Steve is so like rooted in like the history of it and like owning parts of the history. Like he kind of taught us to respect the people that paved the way.
Yeah, I got these in like an antique store or something. I just collected them. I thought they had interesting, you know, the old Aloha Tower, and that's in the 40s probably. That's an original photograph from back then. These are like hotel cards or something. These are definitely hotel cards. These are real photographs. During wartime, they would put different arrows pointing back to where, you know, where they were from or whatever. Here's some hula girls entertaining some sailors. This is an original Sailor Jerry business card. That's an original business card from Jerry's shop.
I'm not a part of the history, but it's cool like seeing the aftermath of it and being able to witness it firsthand.
Came to Hawaii twice and I was just like, yeah, I really like it. And they were They were trying to convince me the whole time to open up a shop here. They're, oh, Hawaii needs a tattoo shop. And I look at it now, I'm like, nowhere needs another tattoo shop. It's so oversaturated. There's tattoo shops everywhere. But anyway, I packed up New York City and I opened a shop here, and it ended up not working out. And that cost me like, it pretty much left me flat again. And then at that point I had to make a decision. Matter of fact, I know a lot of people go through this. If you're not from Hawaii and you move out here, everyone has this feeling like, I want to go back to the mainland. Then this shop was like an afterthought. I pretty much took the contents of the other shop, which was 4 times the size of this, 4 times the expense of this, and I just pulled it all into this little space. And I was just like, well, down here in Kaka'ako, this is affordable enough. I should be able to make this work, you know, no matter what. But now this is our 5th year, which is unbelievable.
I think it's cool that we've lasted 5 years, you know, because people like us and they come back to us. And I feel like especially if you've been here those years, you'll kind of see how we change things, and it's very like lived in. Even though it's only 5 years, like if you look around, you can tell like, you know, things have been here, and we're covering our ceiling now. We're covering like every inch and corner of the room with flash, so it's kind of cool.
We definitely have like a really solid base of loyal clientele, and like pretty much everyone that comes in here, we don't have any unhappy customers.
I think we put out good tattoos here because of Steve, the owner, like just a good teacher, you know, like told us what to do and what not to do. And sometimes Kier or I would be doing a tattoo and we'll just think like, oh, what would Steve do? Or, like, what color would Steve use? Or how would he shade this kind of thing?
It's working, it's great. You know, everyone's happy. I got 2 guys tattooing with me, and we have guest artists coming all the time, and we've made our tiny little shop a home.
My goals as a tattooer, I just want to do good tattoos and want to put cool, good tattoos on people and do my best.
Keep going at this point. I mean, my hands are tired. I mean, I've been doing it 23 years, and I really need to still tattoo. I can't stop tattooing. I need to milk it. I need 20 more years. I have a tattoo artist retirement plan, which is like none.
I just like being here, you know.
You just be here anyway, too.
Yeah, like I'll come here on my days off just to be here.
Like